Azimio la Umoja One Kenya leader Raila Odinga has continued with his calls for what he calls a constructive national dialogue, saying it is the right thing to do to solve the problems facing the nation. Speaking in Siaya County, where he endorsed a government of national unity, Raila said the conditions set by the opposition that include compensation of victims of protests from this year and from last year stand before the national dialogue. Emily Chebet reports.
Azimio la Umoja One Kenya leader Raila Odinga was among mourners who attended burial of High Court advocate Evans Orwenjo in Alego Usonga, Siaya County. The Azimio party leader endorsed calls for national dialogue but insisted on a number of conditions which he says must be met before any dialogue can take place. Among issues raised by Odinga are compensation of victims of this year and last year's protests, payment of all hospital medical bills of the victims of police brutality, and conditional release of all protesters in police custody and dropping of all pending charges in court, sacking of all police officers involved in brutality.
Kenya is at a critical juncture. We either move forward or we perish. Because we don't want to perish, we need that compensation. And that is what I had proposed, that we must have this conversation that take cognizance of the demographic profile of our nation. And that there are several issues that need to be discussed at that convention.
According to Odinga, the issues raised by youthful protesters are not new, adding that the rampant corruption, unemployment, high cost of living, management of debt, and discrimination were the major issues that led to their demonstrations last year. Raila giving a nod to the new government formation that has nominated members from opposition to the cabinet.
On the basis of that kind of elaborate process, that we can then talk about a government of national unity. But then you say that if you want to take some of our experts and get into your government, we release them to join your government and work in accordance with the ethics of our party, ODM and Azimio.
The Azimio leader is also eyeing for the African Union Commission chairmanship, called for a closer look at the constitution and, if need be, change to allow a progressive nation.
Kenyans met at Bomas of Kenya and deliberated for a very, very long time and came up with a very, very progressive constitution. That constitution was bastardized to a certain extent during the so-called Naivasha process. We must go back to the Bomas draft constitution, put it back on the table, and see what needs to be cleaned up so that we can have a progressive constitution.
The president has nominated ODM's two deputy party leaders, the party's chairman, and the National Assembly minority leader to his cabinet. They await vetting by Parliament. Emily Chebet, Citizen TV, Nairobi.